How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? It's your boy Adam here live on Car Sports Football, and we have Premier League action for you tonight. Tonight it's Arsenal taking on Newcastle. Let's make those a bit bigger. We can make those badges a bit bigger. A huge game here in the Premier League. It's second, I do apologize. Arsenal fans is first against third here on Cal Sports Football. How we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Where we from and who do we support? Saud, my brother, coming in, always comes in to say hello and good night, Saud. Enjoy your evening. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and then we'll see you tomorrow, because we're back live tomorrow. But how we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Where we all from and who do we support? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we Newcastle fans? Are we just fans of football? Because today is a huge game in the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute huge game. Arsenal are currently 7 points ahead of Manchester City. Victory today puts them 10 points ahead of Manchester City. The question is, what can they do today, ladies and gentlemen? Newcastle, though, as you can see, haven't lost a game in their last 4 matches. They drew their 5th one. What are they going to do today against an Arsenal team who just look amazing? You should watch UAE, Bahrain, Gulf Cup. I don't think I'll be able to get that here in the UK, South. Let me see. Let me Google it now whilst you're here. Can I watch Gulf Cup in UK? Gulf Cup live streams. Um, I don't wanna work around. There's only one. No, I don't think it's available here in the UK, Saud, unfortunately. I can find the stream online, but I think it's when I'm at work. Yeah, I'm at work during those times. 6:30, but I'll be streaming on Sunday. So we have no stream tomorrow. We got stream on Thursday, stream on Friday, stream on no, nothing on Saturday, but we got stream on Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. How are we all doing anyway, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. How are we all doing? Premier League action just under 5 minutes away. 1 second. Have I even updated this? Have I even updated this? I don't think I have, you know. Ooh, wait. Oh, it's updated. It's updated. It's updated. I will send you website. Send it. Yeah, go for it. Send it to me. Send me a link on Twitch. And we'll have a look. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a huge battle today in the Premier League at the Emirates Stadium. Did Walcott score a hat-trick against Newcastle once? Ooh, Demba Ba with a free kick. 1-1. I feel like Theo Walcott scored a hat-trick, and I don't know why. Or was that against Tottenham? Obertan. Wow, former Manchester United player. Lucas Podolski. Remember him? Lucas Podolski. Demba Ba again making it 3-3. Wow, this was a Oh, Tim Krul keeping it cool, couldn't get it out. 4-3. Giroud. 5. 6-3. Wow. This is insane. 7-3. Yeah, Theo Walcott did score a hat trick against them. December 2012. 7-3, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal. I don't think you can send links on Twitch, so just send it to me on a message. You can message privately on Twitch, so you can do that. Arsenal against Newcastle. Can Newcastle win here for the first time since 2010 here on Cat Sports Football? We'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. We are just over 5 minutes away here on Cat Sports Football, where we have Newcastle taking on Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. How are we all doing? Yalla live, yo. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. Lead partner of the Premier League, FIFA 23. Wow. Wow. Took him down. Penalty. Who's on the floor? Bye. Take it easy, Sad. Thanks for coming by. NTL. NTL. Robert Perez there couldn't get on the end of that one. Robert Perez. Wow, these are some solid players. Graham Paul. These are some old people. So just so we know, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal are sitting on top of the table with 43 points. Man City second on 36. A win today puts them 10 points clear. Newcastle sit third. And Manchester United play later today against Bournemouth. Can Manchester United get a victory there? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. 10 points they could go clear today, Arsenal. With a victory against Newcastle, and it's going to be a tough game for them. Just waiting for the players to come out here on Card Sports Football. Let's transition over to the game for you guys. Arsenal sit top of the table. Newcastle sit third. Let's give you the Arsenal team news here on Card Sports Football. It is Aaron Ramsdale in goal today. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. So it's the same back five that played earlier on in the week. Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, and Xhaka, same midfield. It's the same team that played midweek. Bukayo Saka, Eddie Nketiah, and Gabriel Martinelli. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Partey, and Xhaka. Saka, Nketiah, and Martinelli up top. Newcastle, on the other hand, Nick Pope starts in goal today. They have recalled Dubravka from Manchester United. Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, and Dan Burn make the back four. It's a midfield three of Sean Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes, and Joe Willock. And up top, Callum Wilson returns, Miguel Almiron, and Joe Linton. Dubravka is on the bench for Newcastle. Lascelles Saint-Maximin is on the bench. Richie Lewis, Manquillo, Wood, Murphy, and Anderson all on the bench there. Arsenal in their famous red kit. Newcastle in their famous black and white kit. Here on Cow Sports Football, let's find out which way they are going to be shooting. Almiron with 9 goals for Newcastle this season, scoring 9 in his previous 4 seasons combined. Eddie Howe has got him playing on cloud 9. The players here psyching each other up. Eddie Howe and Mikel Arteta shake hands. The Arsenal players huddle. Martin Odegaard there giving the last words. Newcastle huddle, where Kieran Trippier gives a few words, where Manchester United corrected, letting him go to Newcastle. Arsenal shooting from left to right. Newcastle from right to left here on Cal Sports Football. Newcastle will start the game. Arsenal in their red kit, Newcastle in their black and white kit. The rain comes down here at the Emirates. The referee awaits the players, and the players start the game here on the right side with Sven Botman for Newcastle, bringing the ball forward. Into Fabian Schär. Botman. Out to the left-hand side, it's Dan Burn. Sees a run over the top towards Wilson, but it's over here, and it goes all the way back to Ramsdale here on this left-hand side. Arsenal 0. Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we Newcastle fans? Are we just fans of football? As Ramsdale nearly feeds a straight pass away, but Eddie Nketiah manages to get at the end of it. Odegaard goes back to Thomas Partey. And it's now Gabriel on the ball. Onto that left-hand side, Xhaka feeds it into Eddie Nketiah. And Fabian Schär just puts a nudge into the back of him just to remind him who he's playing up against. And it goes out for a Newcastle throwing. Xhaka there bringing down Fabian Schär in the Newcastle half. It's going to be a Newcastle free kick on this right side. Sorry I haven't joined in a bit, and I'm just a United fan. I thought you would be live about to get ready for the match. Tied a game, but a United game, it's alright. You don't have to apologise. You come by when you come by. The United game isn't live here in the UK. It is the Arsenal-Newcastle game, which obviously means a lot more. Newcastle with a free kick here down this right side. But how you doing, Ty? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Ramsdale to restart the game here for Arsenal on this left-hand side. I watch my games on a website called Live Cora. You should check it out. It has Arabic commentary and English commentary. We'll have to wait and see about that, Ty. We'll have to wait and see. Here we go with Arsenal on the ball with Zinchenko down that left-hand side. Feeds it into Martinelli. Has the ball taken off him. It falls to Xhaka. Back to Zinchenko. And it goes all the way back to Saliba on this left-hand side to Ben White. You can keep me up to date for the United-Bournemouth game if you want. Here we go with Xhaka can't get there. It falls to Martinelli, who finds himself in the box. Down the left-hand side, he takes a shot. And it's intercepted. Ben White comes on the end of it. And it's cleared away But how you doing, Ty? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Odegaard there with a rebound and it's over the top and it goes up for a goal kick here on the right side. What do you think of the Premier League so far, Ty? Newcastle against Arsenal here at the Emirates. 3 minutes into the game, Odegaard skies a ball over the bar. I'm going absolute fine for Christmas. I got new Phantoms. Do you mean like a headset? Is that what Phantoms are? Newcastle. Oh, football boots. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Ty there getting kitted out for football. Here we go in Newcastle with Almiron on the ball here on the right side, getting away from Partey. But Partey sticks a foot out and the ball travels back all the way back to the keeper on this left hand side with a Ramsdale to restart the game for Arsenal. Ramsdale with a long throwing into Eddie Nketiah, but it's intercepted there by Fabian Schär. It falls to Zinchenko and he goes out to Xhaka on the left hand side. Martinelli tries to get away from Kieran Trippier, but it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here on Cal Sports Football 4 minutes into the game. Eddie Nketiah is being reminded of the physicality of the game. He's being pushed about by Fabian Schär. Saliba's pass to Odegaard is a bit short. Eddie Nketiah manages to find Odegaard out to the right side. It's Bukayo Saka who's one-on-one against Dan Burn. Holds onto it here. Odegaard twists up and he tries to go down the outside of Dan Burn. He gets himself into the box and he takes a shot. Nick Pope with a save. Xhaka jumps up for it. But it falls to Martinelli down the left-hand side. He goes back to Zinchenko. Backwards to Partey. Partey into Zinchenko. Feeds it into Xhaka first time into Odegaard, returns it back to Xhaka. Martinelli back to Xhaka. Good football here by Arsenal. Shot blocked, it falls to Saka. But Dan Burn is tracking back. And Newcastle will come away with the ball here with Callum Wilson. Backwards to Dan Burn. Over the top there, but it's straight into the path of Gabriel, who brings the ball forward here for Arsenal. Zinchenko. Partey. Out to the shine side is Ben White. Tries to feed it out wide to Saka. First time into Odegaard, who returns it back to Partey. Returns it back to Odegaard. Bringing the ball forward. Central here for Arsenal. Lays it into Zinchenko on the centre circle. Holds onto the ball here. Newcastle trying to play Arsenal at their game. You need to cut this Arsenal stadium out of the picture. Hold possession of the ball. Move it about. And try and just try and silence this Arsenal stadium. But if you're going to try and play end to end, you're going to lose that. Here we go with Partey on the centre circle. Backwards to Gabriel. And he goes all the way back to Ramsdale. Out wide to Saliba here on this left-hand side. Feeds it through the middle towards Odegaard. Odegaard with his back to goal. Has to go backwards to Saliba, who clears it down the line into the path of Nketiah. But Nketiah can't get away from Fabian Schär, and he does. And he finds Saka. Saka's got Ben White to his right. He brings the ball forward. Martinelli through the left, and he finds him. Martinelli into Xhaka. Xhaka across the side netting. Goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Newcastle trying to apply pressure, hype the field, but they're losing. They're not getting their vital challenges in. And Arsenal are getting in behind them. 6 minutes into the game. Mikel Arteta will be loving it. Long kick over the top there by Nick Pope, headed away by Zinchenko. Martinelli picks up the ball down the left-hand side and he goes backwards to Zinchenko here on this left-hand side. Zinchenko into Gabriel. Gabriel bringing it forward. Out to the left-hand side is Zinchenko. Into Thomas Partey, who has time to turn. Out to the left-hand side towards Xhaka. Xhaka with some space. Into Martinelli. First time in towards Eddie Nketiah, but it's intercepted there by Newcastle. And they'll hold on to the ball here. High up into the air, headed away by Xhaka. Did you hear what Ivan Toney did? Are you referring to the betting scandal Or has he done something else now? Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Yeah, it's insane. Over 200 counts. And he's not being banned, which is interesting. He's not being banned. He's been charged, but he's not being banned, which is really interesting. Newcastle to restart the game here on the Shrine side from a free kick in their own half. Kieran Trippier to restart the game here for Newcastle. They need to be careful, Newcastle. They're trying to play over the top football, but you allow Arsenal to get in behind and they cause trouble. Here we go with Miguel Almiron on the ball here on the Shrine side. He started from the 2017 to 2018 season. It's crazy. Like, he's still playing football. Long ball over the top there, flicked on by Almiron. But Gabriel will let that go up for a throwing here on this left-hand side for Arsenal. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil here on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Zinchenko to restart the game here. Xhaka back to Zinchenko. Into Partey, first time into Odegaard. Odegaard puts his head up. Ben White makes over a run, but he holds on to the ball here. Odegaard. Martinelli's free down his left-hand side, but it's intercepted there by Willock. And Almiron can't get the ball, but Willock's there. And he's brought down by Partey on the halfway line. And Arsenal restart again. Gabriel had a really bad performance last game. I feel like Gabriel is their only weakness. If you give Arsenal their starting 11, I feel like Gabriel is the only weakness in the squad. I feel like everywhere else is brilliant. Zinchenko, Saliba, Ramsdale, White, Saka, Odegaard, Xhaka, Partey, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. That's their, when everyone's fit, starting 11. I just feel like Gabriel's the only weakness. Here we go with Newcastle getting in between the lines. Almiron. Out to that right hand side is Kieran Trippier. Almiron makes overlapping run, but he holds onto the ball here. Gimenez into Almiron. Lays it into Longstaff. Out to this left hand side is Joe Linton. Backwards to Botman. And this is what Newcastle need to do. They just need to get possession of the ball and move it about. I think that Almiron is better than Saka by a lot. Almiron is amazing. I don't think he's better than Saka. I think Saka is one of the best under 23 players in the world right now. Almiron's playing well, don't get me wrong. Almiron is one of the performers of the Premier League this season. You have to give him credit for that. But Bukayo Saka is on a different level. He can go and become one of the best in the world. 5 more minutes until the match. Fabian Schär feeds it into Callum Wilson on the edge of the box, takes a shot from distance. But it's straight into the hands of Ramsdale here on the left-hand side, who looked always in control there. Doesn't look like he was going to parry it like Hugo Lloris did for Tottenham. Here we go with Ramsdale. Zinchenko first time into Gabriel down the left-hand side. Out to Xhaka. Xhaka turns. He gets away from the defender and he finds Zinchenko. First time into Partey. Partey back to Zinchenko. What do you think of Manchester United starting 11? I see Harry Maguire and Lindelof are starting today. Martinelli there loses the ball. And Newcastle come away with it here. With Bruno Gimenez on the halfway line. Bringing the ball forward. Tries to feed it out wide, but it's intercepted and it comes back to Almiron. Kieran Trippier makes a run off the ball and he finds him on that right side. Almiron makes a run behind in the box. But it's over here and it goes all the way out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil here on Couch Sports Football. I know Harry Kane will play well. He played amazingly for England at the World Cup. You're right, he played like a different player at the World Cup. He played like the Harry Maguire at Leicester, the reason why we signed him. Offside flag has gone up here for Arsenal. Newcastle to restart the game. I really want Harry Maguire to do well. I really want Harry Maguire to do well. I want him to find his form and, go back to previous glories that he had. Botman now on the ball. Into Willock, who goes backwards to Dan Burn. Over the top towards Joe Linton, who brings the ball under control. Feeds it into Gimenez, who has space to bring the ball forward. Trippier's to his right if he can find him. And he does. Trippier wins the space. Almiron to make the run in behind, but Trippier holds on to it. Feeds it into Almiron on the edge of the box. Flag stays down here. He gets away from Zinchenko. Holds onto the ball here. Almiron down the right side. Backwards to Gimenez. Puts the ball into the box, but it's headed away by Gabriel. Odegaard will flick it on. And Nketiah gets away with the ball here. Martinelli's trying to get alongside him. Nketiah holds the ball up here. Saka and Odegaard to his right. Eddie Nketiah gets himself into the box. He cuts it back. Gets away from the defender. Xhaka on the edge. Shot is wide by Granit Xhaka. Saka will try and keep it in play here, and he does. Goes backwards to Ben White here on the try side. Thomas Partey central. Out to the left hand side towards Zinchenko. He brings the ball under control here. Being held on to the ball there. Over the top there, and it's cleared away. Just some fans giving way too much. Hey, you're right. Some fans, we have a lot of fickle Manchester United fans. A lot of fickle Manchester United fans who forget that defence got us to second in the Premier League. Goes out for a goal kick. It looks like, I think he went out for a corner, but the linesman gives it a goal kick. He gets in behind Dan Burn, gets on the edge. Oh yeah, he was outside. He was off the field. Well, the referee's given a goal kick here on the right side. Arsenal nil, Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil here on Cal Sports Football. Let's see what the other scores are. Because I know this isn't the only 7:45 game. Everything's nil-nil. Joe Willock goes back to Dan Burn here on the halfway line. Sven Botman picks up the pass. He switches it out wide to Almiron, who brings the ball. Trippier, who brings the ball under control. Goes short to Almiron. Almiron squares up the defender. Goes back to Gimenez. Out wide to Trippier down the right side. On the edge of the box here to Almiron. Almiron has time to turn to bring the ball forward. Gets away from Thomas Partey. Out to the left hand side is Joe Linton. Joe Linton 1-on-1 against the defender. He holds the ball up, tries to go around the outside of Ben White. Puts the ball into the box. But it comes off Ben White and it goes out for a corner down the left hand side. Arsenal nil. Newcastle nil here on Cal Sports Football. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. 15 minutes played. And Arsenal started the game bright, but Newcastle have just grown into the game here. Dan Burn in the box. Some tall players here for Newcastle. Dan Burn, Shaw Longstaff, Joe Linton, Fabian Schär, Botman. They do have height in the box, and they have scored quite a few from set pieces, if I recall correctly. Trippier now to take the corner here down this left-hand side. 16 minutes into the game. Right foot into the box. It's heading towards goal, but it's over the top. And it goes out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Fabian Schär couldn't get the header on target. Longstaff there. Forced to hit the ball out for a throwing here for Arsenal in the Newcastle half. Ben White. Backwards to Saliba. Saliba back to Gabriel on the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side towards Martinelli. But it's over here and it goes out for a goal kick here on the right-hand side. Ooh, Brighton are winning Everton. Who scored for Brighton? Mitoma. Mitoma scores for Brighton. Newcastle to restart the game with Trippier. Fabian Schär hits the ball over the top. Callum Wilson can't bring the ball under control. And Thomas Partey comes away with it. But it's intercepted there by Bruno Gimenez. He hit that out and Zinchenko can't keep it in play. Goes out for a Newcastle throwing here on the halfway line. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Got the longest advert for this stream. Oh my god, I apologize, Naughty Rick. I apologize. That's Twitch for you. Unfortunately, I don't get paid for that ad. Here we go with Willock on the ball here on the right side. Backwards to Sven Botman. Bringing the ball forward. Switches it out to the right side towards Almiron. But Zinchenko's there to win the header. And it goes out for a throwing here on this right hand side. Trippier to take the throwing here for Newcastle on the halfway line. .18 minutes into the game. Into Grimares. Longstaff tries to find Almiron first time, but it goes out for a throwing, and Thomas Partey now comes away with it into Bukayo Saka on the halfway line. Ben White to his right, but Saka holds on to the ball here. Ben White doesn't look to be overlapping. It falls back to Thomas Partey into Zinchenko. Out to that left-hand side, Martinelli. Martinelli 1-on-1 against the defender, comes backwards to Zinchenko. And he switches it out to the right-hand side. It's Bukayo Saka. Holds the ball up here. Dan Burn comes over to defend. Saka tries to go around the outside, but Dan Burn intercepts, and it goes out for a throwing here on the right side. 19th minute into the game. Ben White to take the throwing here deep in the Newcastle half. Short to Saka. Saka manages to find a pass back to Ben White, but his cross is headed away. Zinchenko tries to keep him alive. Martinelli is there, but Nick Pope comes off his line and gathers it in his hands. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil here on Cat Sports Football. Sven Botman on the ball. Out wide to Fabian Schär. Sees a run over the top there towards Almiron, but it's behind him, and Zinchenko wins it back. No United game. No, it's not on TV. The United game is on TV. Missed the start of this. Who's in control? Inflatable Backgammon. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'll be honest with you. Arsenal started on the front foot, but Newcastle have just rode the storm a bit, and now it's a bit 50-50. Neither side really controlling possession. It's literally going end to end, really. Joe Linton's on the floor here, flat out, holding onto his head. beIN Sports needed Almiron screamer. We'll have to wait and see. Arsenal look good down that right side. But how you doing, inflatable backgammon? Welcome to the stream. Just so you guys know, Brighton are winning 1-0 against Everton. Mitoma with the goal. Fulham are winning as well against... Who are Fulham winning? Leicester, sorry. Fulham are winning Leicester. 1-0 goal by Mitrovic. Anyone got Mitrovic in their fantasy? Very well, sir. And yourself? I'm doing great. You know what? We had a brilliant World Cup. The Premier League is back, and it's just getting better and better. What a name. It is an honest, brilliant name. Inflatable Backgammon. Board. Inflatable Backgammon board. Fantasy Sui. 22 minutes into the game. Arsenal nil. Newcastle nil. Arsenal do look dangerous in this. Arsenal do look dangerous in this game. Zinchenko tries to feed the ball in behind to Eddie Nketiah, but it's defended well by Fabian Schär. Makes his way all the way back to the keeper here on this right side. Don't die on stream, bruh. This cough, man, I can't knock it. I can't seem to get rid of it. I'm drinking tea every day. I think I've drunk more tea in the last week and a half than I have in the last 2 years. I might have to get some tea at half time. Here we go. Gabriel on the ball here on the left hand side. Cavonia. It's not that kind of a cough though. That's the thing. It's like it. I think the tea is knocking it back. When I have tea, my throat is soothed beautifully. Thomas Partey on the centre circle, and I don't think screaming on stream helps. Dan Burn intercepts the ball, and he finds Joe Willock. Joe Linton can't hold on to it, and Thomas Partey comes away with it to Ben White down the left-hand side. Feeds it into Saka. Saka's got Odegaard to his left. Eddie Nketiah makes a run into the box. He goes into Odegaard, tries to return it back, and they do well and goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Dan Burn just as well to stop Saka getting on the end of that. But Joe Willock needs to improve today. He's not playing how he normally plays. Not got himself into the game today, Joe Willock. 23 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Couch Sports Football. Dan Burn to start the game back off. Fabian Schär into Longstaff, hits it high up into the air, but Zinchenko lets that go out for a throwing here on the left-hand side for Arsenal. Zinchenko to take the throwing. Would not be surprised to see Manchester United lose today. I'ma say it. I'ma put it out there. I would not be surprised to see Manchester United lose today. Ben White into Saka, gets away from Dan Burn with ease, but Joe Linton's tracking back. Casemiro, what? Casemiro scoring? Wow. We'll have to wait and see. Saliba does well to win the ball. It falls to Partey. Partey brings Zinchenko into play, who brings the ball under control here. Martinelli down that left-hand side, 1-on-1 against Kieran Trippier. Almiron's tracking back, goes backwards to Zinchenko. Zinchenko returns it back to Martinelli. Xhaka is ahead of him. Eddie Nketiah on the edge of the box, but it's intercepted there by Fabian Schär, who tries to come away with the ball. He does well to get away from Partey, but Martinelli's there. It falls to Saliba. Out to the right side towards Saka. Again, 1-on-1 against Dan Burn. And he's got the better of Dan Burn in this game, but he instead goes backwards to Ben White. And Ben White tries to feed the ball over the top, but it's behind the Arsenal players. And Newcastle come away with it here with Joe Linton, who feeds Callum Wilson, who's brought down here. And it goes up for... the referee pulls it back for a free kick here on the right side for Newcastle. 25 minutes into the game. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Newcastle to take a free kick here on the halfway line. Kieran Trippier, all the Newcastle players are forward here. They want to try and get on the end of this. They're running behind here. He's headed up into the air. Callum Wilson's there, but it's cleared away. Eddie Nketiah tries to head it out wide to Martinelli, but it only finds Bruno Guimaraes, and Arsenal managed to win it back, but Eddie Nketiah's brought down there. And that's going to be a yellow card here for Guimaraes, bringing down Eddie Nketiah. 26 minutes into the game. Let's have a look. Did he get the ball or did he get the player? Yeah, he gets the player. The ball's gone away from him. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Naughty Rich with the Prime subscription. What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend. Almiron now the ball here on the right side. Over the top there towards Callum Wilson, but it falls to Saliba. I read the message on top. It's free, bro. If you have Prime, it's free. And was like, shit, I got Prime. Callum Wilson there gets a yellow card for a foul on Saliba, I think it is. Just a bit aggressive there by Callum Wilson, trying to win the ball back. Callum Wilson gets into the book. 27th minute played. I got a couch now, Sui. 27 minutes played. Arsenal nil, Manchester nil here on Cal Sports Football. No, Manchester. It's Newcastle. Why do I keep saying Manchester? Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Prime Hydration is the sponsors down that left-hand side. Do I see a Canada flag in the stands? Wow. Partey. Into Zinchenko. Gabriel now with the ball on the left-hand side. Goes short to Partey. Partey has time to turn. Into Ben White. Ben White loses the ball to Joe Linton and Newcastle. Can they counter here with Joe Willock? Out to the centre side to Joe Linton. 1-1 against Ben White, but Ben White struck him back. Goes out for a throwing here on the left-hand side for Newcastle. Willock leaves it to Dan Burn to take here. Does Dan Burn have a long throw-in? I don't think he does. He goes short to Joe Linton, but it's intercepted there by Ben White. Odegaard fixes it into the path of Saka, who brings the ball forward. He's brought down, and there's going to be another free kick here for Arsenal. And Newcastle just need to be careful here. They are racking up the fouls. They don't want all their players to get a yellow card. "29 minutes played, Arsenal nil. Newcastle nil. Fabian Schär goes all the way back to the keeper, Nick Pope. Being harried by Nketiah. Goes into Fabian Schär. Bringing it forward. Drive with the ball. He's got space to bring it forward. Tries to feed it into Willock, but it's intercepted there by Saliba, and Partey comes away with it here. Back to Saliba. Gabriel into Odegaard. Fuller on tablet, United on TV, Arsenal on here. What a setup. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So it's still 1-0 Brighton, 1-0 Fulham. 0-0 here, 0-0 at United and Brighton. No, sorry, United and Bournemouth. Partey goes backwards to Gabriel. Gabriel on the left-hand side, bringing it forward. White to Zinchenko. Backwards to Gabriel. Into Xhaka. Holding the ball up in his own half. Looking for some movement. And he goes short to Partey. Returns it back to Xhaka. Allows me to quit mine as well. Gabriel. Short to Xhaka down that left-hand side. Holds the ball up here on the halfway line. And feeds it into Partey. He's got backwards. 30 minutes. Arsenal are being forced backwards here. Zinchenko down the left-hand side. Into Nketiah. Gets away from the defender and he manages to hold on to the ball well. And he brings it into the Newcastle half here. Zinchenko. Holding on to it here. On the centre circle. Into Xhaka, who has time to turn. Tries to feed it into Odegaard, but it's cleared away by Dan Burn. Into the pass of Zinchenko down the left-hand side. Partey. Into Zinchenko. Backwards to Gabriel on the halfway line. Out to Zinchenko on the left-hand side. But it goes all the way back to Gabriel. Arsenal being forced to go backwards here. Gabriel. Out to that left-hand side towards Xhaka. Tries to feed it into Nketiah, but Fabian Schär is brought down by Eddie Nketiah. That's going to be a yellow card to Eddie Nketiah here. 32 minutes played, Arsenal nil. Newcastle nil here on Cal Sports Football. Newcastle to restart the game. Fabian Schär switches it out to the left-hand side towards Joe Linton. Brings the ball under control. Does the back heel to Willock. Willock alongside Partey. Willock holds on to the ball here. Returns it back to Joe Linton, but it's a short pass. It allows Arsenal to win it back, but Joe Linton's there. The game carries on here down his left-hand side. Puts the ball into the box, but it's cleared away by Saliba. Dan Burn will try and get the end of it. And he does. And it goes backwards to Bruno Guimaraes. Willock is behind him and it falls to Saka. First time into Xhaka on the halfway line. Out to the left hand side towards Martinelli, who can't take in his stride, but he still has control of the ball. Switches it out to Odegaard here. Odegaard has Saka to his right, but Joel Linton's tracking back. Joel Linton won the ball there. Joel Linton won the ball there, I'm sure he did. Let's have a look at the replay. He does bring him down. From the live angle, it looked like he got the ball, but clearly got the man. Joel Linton there. What have you done to your hair, mate? It looks like burnt carpet. Arsenal have a free kick here. Odegaard to take the free kick here. In a very central position. Can he create something here? Is Saka going to make the running behind? That would be the pass. Look at that gap through the middle. He goes to whip it into the box. Heading towards goal and it's wide. Gabriel there gets ahead and he hits it wide. Goal kick here on the right side, 34 minutes into the game. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Chelsea against Man City on Thursday. What a huge game that is. Long ball over the top there. Headed away by Partey. Falls into the path of Eddie Nketiah. Martinelli to his left. Goes backwards to Zinchenko. Zinchenko into the path of Gabriel. Gabriel goes short to Saliba here. Saliba into Odegaard. First time into Partey. Partey being harassed there by Gimenez. And it goes backwards to Gabriel here on the centre circle. Out to the left hand side towards Zinchenko. Returns it back to Gabriel. Tries to feed him behind to Eddie Nketiah, but he can't take it on the turn. And it makes its way all the way back to Nick Pope here, who will just clear it down the line, high up into the path of Joe Linton, who wins the header, but it falls into the path of Zinchenko, who brings the ball under control here for Arsenal. Intercepted there by Joe Linton. It's 2-on-2 here. Callum Wilson has Joe Linton to his left if he can find him. He does find him 1-1 against Saliba. Goes around the outside. Tries to feed it across the middle, but it's on the 6-yard box. Heads it towards goal, but it's straight to the path of Ramsdale. Arsenal let off there. Xhaka now trying to counter here for Arsenal. Loses the ball there and referee, he loses the ball there. Almiron there brings down Xhaka. Almiron, so Xhaka has it. Oh, he does get him. He does get him. Zinchenko to restart the game here. Saliba over the top towards Saka, who's making the run behind against Dan Burn. He gets there ahead of him and manages to put the ball into the box. Eddie Nketiah does want to bring the ball under control here, but there's no one alongside him and he holds it up here. Backwards to Saka. First time into Odegaard, who leaves it to Partey. Partey takes it off his feet, but the shot is blocked by Willock. And it falls to Saliba here on the centre side. Gabriel now on the centre circle, bringing it forward here for Arsenal. Partey goes backwards to Gabriel. Here we go with Thomas Partey. Goes back to Gabriel here on the left-hand side. 37 minutes played, just under 10 minutes of the 45 to go, plus added time. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Ramsdale now clears the ball down the line, high up into the path of Ben White, but it's headed away by Dan Burn, and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing. Eddie Nketiah now from the throwing here on the right side, holds the ball up here, stands up, Sven Botman feeds it into the path of Ben White. Saka now with the ball on this left-hand side, puts the ball into the box and it's headed away by Fabian Schär. Odegaard will try and keep it alive. Xhaka manages to find the head into Partey. Partey out to the left-hand side, Zinchenko. Zinchenko has Martinelli alongside him and he goes towards him. Xhaka's on the edge of the box, but he holds on to the ball here, Martinelli. Returns it back to Xhaka. Partey intercepted there by Trippier, falls to Almiron. Into Longstaff, over the top towards Wilson, who holds the ball up here. Brought down there, referee says nothing, game carries on. Longstaff there does well to find Gimenez, who gets away from Odegaard and bringing the ball forward. And it's a free kick here for Newcastle. And they're going to claim for a yellow card here, the Newcastle players. 1-0 United. Told you Casemiro scoring. Are you being serious? Did Casemiro score? Did Casemiro score? Are you being serious? Wow. Casemiro on the 23rd minute. Wow. Was it a good goal? From a free kick, so what? It got put into the box. Come on, guys. Give me a Count Sports Football description of the goal. Odegaard gets a yellow card for his troubles here. Bringing him down. Not just bringing him down, absolutely roofing it down. Volley mid-air technically. Come on, someone give me a Count Sports Football rendition of that goal. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil here on Count Sports Football. Kinda like a karate kick. Wow. Okay, dude, it's not gonna let you swear in the stream. Long ball over the top there from the free kick, but the referee gives the foul the Arsenal way. I'll go back and watch it. This referee is struggling in this game. This referee is struggling in this game. They needed someone bigger in this game. This is such a big game in the Premier League. 41 minutes into the game. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Who is this referee? Who is referee? Maybe. Newcastle have a free kick down the right side. Can they create something here from this free kick? 42 minutes into the game. A goal here before half-time would be brilliant. Trippier whips the ball into the box, but it's headed away by Gabriel. Dan Burn will try and keep it alive. He heads it across the 6-yard box. It comes out to Gimenez, who shines block. Willock will try and get the end of it here. Out to the left-hand side, but Ben White is there to clear it away. But Almiron wins the ball up high in the pitch. It falls to Longstaff, but Arsenal come away with it here with Odegaard. Out wide to Martinelli's behind him, but he'll keep it in play here for Arsenal. Driving with the ball, 43 minutes played, but it comes off the Newcastle player and goes out for an Arsenal throwing here on this left-hand side. Taken quickly into the path of Zinchenko. Xhaka goes backwards to Gabriel. Into Saliba. Back to Gabriel here on this left-hand side. Bringing the ball forward for Arsenal into Partey. Returns it back to Gabriel. Intercepted there. It falls to Longstaff, who tries to feed Callum Wilson over the top, and the offside flag got up. Martinelli now with the ball on the centre circle. Backwards to Partey. Partey out wide to Saka. Saka one-on-one against Dan Burn. He's had the better of Dan Burn today. Ben White makes overlapping run. And it goes out for a goal kick here. 0-0 here, 44th minute. 1 minute left of the 45 to go plus any time. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Nick Pope now to restart the game. High up into Xhaka, who just clears it down the line. Eddie Nketiah brings the ball under control, but Sven Botman is all over him. It falls to Bruno Gimenez now on the halfway line. Almiron is to his right, but it goes backwards to Trippier. Trippier now. All the way back to Fabian Schär, who goes all the way back to the keeper here on the right side. Nick Pope switches it out wide here to Dan Burn. Dan Burn tries to feed it in behind Ben White, but it's intercepted by Saliba, who plays a 1-2 with Partey, but Joe Linton takes it off him. Callum Wilson on the halfway line can't get away from Partey. And the free kick is given. 45 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Taken quickly over the top there towards Callum Wilson, who tries to bring the ball under control. It's cleared away. Joe Linton will keep it alive here. Back here to Dan Burn, who puts it across the 6-yard box. It's cleared away. Comes back to Joe Linton. Onto Longstaff. Right foot shot over the bar. Oh no, it's a corner. It's gone out for a Newcastle corner. 2 minutes of added time here. Kieran Trippier steps over to take the corner here down his left-hand side. Is Casemiro the best CDM in the league? I think so. Well, it's a battle between him and Rodri. Even Thomas Partey, you got to put it into the question. Rodri, Partey, they're two good CDMs for in the Premier League. And the referee blows for half-time here on Cal Sports Football. It's Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. A few opportunities for both sides, but not really anything concrete. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half, so stay tuned. than I'd ever been lifted before. Now your life keeps on higher than I'd ever find. Kante was the best until 2019. Kante was beautiful. How's the first half? Haven't been able to watch the game. I'll be honest with you, it's been a bit end to end, and not in terms of chances created, just the way the ball's been moving. It's moving end to end. Um, the referee's having a shocker. I'll be honest with you, the referee is having an absolute shocker. Let's transfer back over to the the match fixture for you. Currently 0-0, ladies and gentlemen. So it's 1-0, 1-0, Manchester United 1-0. So as it stands, Manchester United go level on points with Newcastle. Interesting. Newcastle now shooting from left to right. Arsenal from right to left. And let's see what this second half brings. Maybe a bit more quality. Ramsdale now with a long kick over the top there, headed on by Martinelli. Fabian shares there, falls to Partey. Partey holds on to it here. Into Zinchenko. Zinchenko forced to go backwards. He gets away from Almiron and he lays it into the path of Xhaka. Xhaka being harassed there by Gimenez. Plays a 1-2 with Zinchenko down the left-hand side. But Newcastle managed to win it back, only for Zinchenko to take it off Almiron, and it's Xhaka now on the ball here. Backwards to Partey. 17 goals to get third. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Eddie Nketiah into Odegaard is cleared away by Willock, and Longstaff will just hit it high up into the air. And Gabriel will bring the ball under control and just clear it down the line into the path of Kieran Trippier. Almiron can't get there. And is cleared away by Partey into the path of Martinelli, who goes backwards to Saliba on the right side. Saliba to Ben White. Backwards to Ramsdale here on the right side. Gabriel here. Bringing the ball forward for Arsenal. Goes short to Zinchenko. Returns it back to Gabriel. Half time. Oh yeah, that game was behind. I forgot about it. Here we go with Xhaka now, bringing the ball forward. Lays it into Odegaard. Odegaard has Saka to his right. Eddie Nketiah through the middle. He goes into Saka. 1-on-1 against Dan Burn. Tries to go around the outside. He can't find Eddie Nketiah. And is cleared away by Joe Willock. And it comes back to Saliba on the halfway line. Partey out wide to Odegaard. On the right side, on the edge of the box. Tries to hold on to the ball, but it's intercepted there. And Newcastle come away with it here with Callum Wilson. Almiron to his right, Joe Linton to his left, but Callum Wilson tries with the ball, and he's brought down there by Xhaka. And that was a push in the back by Granit Xhaka, who needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card here. How's the game over at Old Trafford? The Manchester United Bournemouth game. Manchester United are a goal up, courtesy of a goal by Casemiro. I've still not seen that goal. But let me know what that game's like. Is there much to talk about? I hear Alejandro Garnacho is going to be coming on here for Donny van de Beek. That guy can't get minutes on the pitch, can he? He's struggling to get 60 plus minutes for Manchester United. Dead. It's such a shame, man. Such a shame. He come off injured. All right. Okay. Kieran Trippier to take the free kick down the right side on the 48th minute. A goal here would silence the Emirates Stadium. Yeah, but still played rubbish. I don't know who's worth Anthony or Donny van de Beek. Anthony just needs to put his head down. He scored against. Ooh, Ramsdale mistake here at the back. It falls to Longstaff on the edge of the box into Gimenez on the edge of the box, brought down by Partey. Game carries on with Longstaff. Almiron here on the right side sees Trippier makes overlapping run, cuts in on his left foot, cuts back in on his right. The Arsenal players are back here. Trippier manages to put it behind to Almiron across the 6-yard box, but there's no one there for Newcastle. They can't get a touch on it, and it's cleared away by Saka here down the right side. Out wide here to Ben White. First time into Eddie Nketiah down that touchline. Tries to return it into Saka, but it's cleared away. Van der Beek come off from a really bad injury. Could take his whole season. Wow. Wow. His whole season? That's insane. 49th minute into the game. I just feel like Anthony needs to put his head down and stop all this flair and stuff. Just move the ball about. Get the ball, pass it out, put your head up, run at the player. But there's no need to, try and cut past and cut in and cut in and cut in. Cut in once and get rid of it. Partey now on this right side, sees a run over the top to that right side towards Bukayo Saka, and he's headed it away. Odegaard can't get there, but he falls to Bruno Gimenez, who goes backwards to Willock, and Willock gets away from Partey on the left-hand side, and he drives with the ball. Ben White shanking back. Willock driving it on the left-hand side. He's got two players to aim for in the box, but his cross is deflected. It falls to Gimenez. Out wide to Joe Linton on the left-hand side. Returns it back to Gimenez. Gimenez switches it out wide here towards Almiron puts the ball back into the box, but it's cleared away by Partey, and Newcastle win the ball back. He showed his top before the game because he knew he wasn't going to score. Almiron into Gimenez. Out wide here to Almiron on his right side, but Gabriel does well to intercept. It falls to Longstaff. Backwards to Trippier. Trippier goes back to Fabian Schär, who puts it into Botman out wide to Dan Burn down the left-hand side. Joe Linton picks it up on the hot touchline. Ben White applying the pressure. Joe Linton tries to spin the defender, but he manages to find his way to Willock. And he's being kicked around here, Willock. That's a free kick for Newcastle, surely. That's a free kick for Newcastle, surely. What's the referee doing? Joe Linton goes back to Dan Burn, and Bruno Gimenez now has the ball here, who switches it out wide towards Almiron, but it's headed away by Zinchenko, and Martinelli finds Xhaka on the centre circle, who has time to turn. First time into Odegaard. Eddie gets it to his left, Saka to his right, but it's great tracking back by Joe Linton, and it goes all the way back to the keeper on this left-hand side. Joe Linton here holding the side of his leg. Arsenal 0. Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Can you inject a player? Arsenal 0. Newcastle 0. Painkillers, like if you need painkillers, you know how to inject them before the game, like in the foot. I wonder if they can administer injections during a game. Arsenal 0. I doubt it. Nick Pope now with the ball here on the left-hand side. Joe Linton's back up on his feet. It comes out to the left-hand side. Fabian Schär bringing the ball forward here for Newcastle. Out to Wilson. Wilson first time into Almiron, who's offside. Xhaka goes back to Saliba. Now it's Ben White. Into Saka. Xhaka into Martinelli down the left-hand side. Backwards to Zinchenko. Tries to go around the outside of Longstaff. Goes backwards to Martinelli. Martinelli holds the ball up. Goes back to Gabriel. Here we go with Partey. Partey has time to turn. Feeds it into Odegaard, but Odegaard can't take it in stride. And Dan Burn is there to just clear up the app from the back. Imagine Pickford and Vardy when they hear they can have injections. Pick number 3, my lord. Dan Burn now to take the throwing here on this left-hand side, headed away by Joe Linton. And it goes out for another Newcastle throwing on the halfway line. 54 minutes played. I read his name and thought it was Tyler, the creator. No, it's Tyler. It's Tyler Gamer. Fellow Manchester United fan. Ben White now can't get there ahead of Callum Wilson. We've got another goal here. It's Brighton 2, Everton 0. And Ferguson, the young lad Ferguson, has made it, scored back-to-back goals for Brighton here. Irish player. Was gonna fanboy. Dan Burn now the ball on the left-hand side. Goes round the outside of Xhaka with ease, but he can't get away from Saka. Eddie Nketiah goes back to Partey here on the right side. He gets around Bruno Guimaraes. Longstaff can't get there. Zinchenko now the ball. Tries to feed it into Xhaka, out to Odegaard, left foot, but it's over the top. Scuba culture there, my brother. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Please tell me that you're a United fan, Ty. Ty, Noddy Rich is a United fan, but Scuba culture's an Arsenal fan. Ty, Noddy Rich is my brother. Brother number 4. Brother number 4. 55th minute into the game. Arsenal 0. Newcastle 0 here on Carrot Sports Football. Long kick over the top. Headed away by Saka. Headed on by Dan Burn. And Saliba brings the ball under control here. And tries to clear it down the line, but Joe Willock does well. The referee pulls it back for a free kick here on this right side. Foul by Joe Willock. Mother stops. Mother Sport Football said to stop shouting. Do you know if the Man United game is starting the second half now? Well, it started at 8 o'clock, so maybe a minute or two. Xhaka now in the centre circle, bringing it forward. Out to that right side towards Saka. Ben White makes overlapping run. Newcastle have got numbers back here. But he's brought down here, Saka, and the free kick's given Arsenal's way. And Joe Linton's going to get a yellow card here. Is that a second yellow for Joe Linton? Is that a second yellow for Joe Linton? I have no idea, you know. Wow, 3-0 Brighton. 3-0 Brighton, wow. Let's have a look at this replay. Does Saka... Oh, he gets the ball. This referee is shocking. This referee is absolutely mental. How are you not giving this game to like a Michael Oliver or Andy a Taylor? That referee down the sideline is not doing anything. Free kick down that right side where Bukayo Saka steps over to take it. High up on the edge of the box here on the right side. Left foot in swinger coming in here. And there's going to be another yellow card here. Almiron gets a yellow card here. Almiron gets a yellow card for encroaching. This referee's losing the plot. Saka now. To take the free kick down that right side. Gives the signal. Left foot over the top. Punched away by Pope into the path of Xhaka, but Zinchenko can't get a shot off and is cleared away. Odegaard brings the ball under control, puts the ball back into the box from where it came. But Nick Pope will gather it in his hands here on the left-hand side. Botman tries to feed the pass into Wilson, but it's intercepted there by Gabriel, and Xhaka now comes away the ball, intercepted there by Trippier. Can Almiron get the end of this? No, he can't. Xhaka does. Over the top to Eddie Nketiah on this left-hand side. Gets the better of Trippier. Finds Zinchenko, Nketiah into Partey, who has time to turn. Out wide to Ben White. Into Saka. Saka 1-on-1 against the defender. Willock does well to track back, but Saka wins the ball back. On that right side, feeds it backwards to Ben White. And Ben White's forced backwards to Saliba here. On this right side, Saliba into Zinchenko, who has time to turn here for Arsenal. Out to the left-hand side is Xhaka. Xhaka threads it into Zinchenko in the middle, who holds onto the ball here. Xhaka into Zinchenko. Lays it into Partey in the middle of the park. Out wide to Ben White here. Who goes back to Saliba. Zinchenko to Partey. Over the top towards Saka. Dan Burn. Let's not go out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Need to be careful, Dan Burn. He grabs a lot of shirts there. He needs to be careful. Saka's still on the ground here. Oh my days, Brighton are winning 4-0 against Everton. What the hell does that do to the table? Wow, Brighton push up to 8th. 1 point behind 5th. Sorry, 6th. Wow. Saka there just getting a bit of treatment here. Just colliding into Dan Burn. Looks like Callum Wilson's getting a bit of words by Eddie Howe. Brighton is a team that can cause so many upsets. Unfortunately, they didn't cause it against Arsenal, did they? They didn't cause it against Arsenal, did they? I think they got their tactics wrong in that game. Trossard through the middle. I don't think it works, I'll be honest with you. Ferguson, he played well. The young lad from Ireland starting today against Everton. Scored one of the goals. Back-to-back goals for the young lad. Nick Pope to go short. It was close at the end. It would have been closer if Mitoma had scored. Need a relegation. Everton relegation. Everton to be relegated? They're like part of the furniture in the Premier League. If Everton get relegated, which players would you want to get from there? Way closer than I'd like, Scuba. I know you had everything clenched. Here we go with Martinelli now the pole on this left-hand side. 1-on-1 against the defender. Cuts in on his rifle. Takes the shot, but it's straight to the path of Nick Pope. Old furniture now. There's not a lot of those left. Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Liverpool. They're the only ones left. Everton, Newcastle. But then they've been dropped and come back. Zinchenko now bringing the ball forward here for Arsenal. Out to this left-hand side is Martinelli. Martinelli 1-on-1 against Trippier. He's not had a run at Trippier today. Zinchenko goes back to Partey, and Partey goes back to Gabriel. Saliba now with the ball here on the centre circle. Bringing it forward. Out to Saka down the right side, 63rd minute here. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Saka tries to go down the outside of Danburn. He cuts it back in, gets away from him, gets himself into the box, but Joe Linton's there to track back, and it goes out for a corner down the right side for Arsenal. Tottenham need to be relegated. If Everton are relegated, is there any player that you'd want to get from that team? Here we go in a corner. Has Shaw scored? Are you being serious? Corner here for Arsenal down the right side. Bukayo Saka to take the corner here. 64th minute into the game is currently Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Whipped in onto the penalty spot. Gabriel with the header, but he can't get a clear connection on it, and he's cleared away. Callum Wilson will charge this down against Ben White, who heads it into Xhaka, and he finds Zinchenko. Plays a 1-2 with Xhaka. Eddie Nketiah loses the ball to Trippier, but it falls to Xhaka, who returns it back to Partey. First time into Zinchenko, and he goes back to Saliba. Luke Shaw with the goal, tied the game of that. 2-0 here. Wow. Adam, I want to watch Brighton pound Everton, but I can't because of the dumbass rules. Here we go with Bruno Guimaraes on the ball. Tries to feed it into Wilson. Wilson just loses the battle to Gabriel, and they come away with it here. Roberto Carlos. Not on the telly, for God's sake. I understand it, mate. You know when it was on Amazon Prime and every single game was on the TV? How did we loved it? Saka with the ball on that right side. Can't get away from Joe Linton. He manages to find a pass into Odegaard, but it lets him run past him, and Longstaff comes away with the ball. And it's a misplaced pass into Callum Wilson. Gabriel comes away with it here. Out to the right side, it's Saliba into Partey. Arsenal fans are trying to drag this Arsenal team forward. Martinelli now the ball on the center side. Can't get away from Kieran Trippier, who's brought down, but the game carries on here with Zinchenko. Xhaka back to Zinchenko. Into Gabriel. Gabriel on the right side, who holds the ball up here. Eddie Nketiah through the middle. Gets away from Bruno Guimaraes. Gets himself onto the edge of the box. Tries to feed him behind to Martinelli. But Nick Pope is off his line with ease. And Newcastle restart the game here. Remember lockdown and it was all televised? That was so good. You're right. Every single game was on TV because the world needed football. It didn't need Coronation Street. It didn't need Hollyoaks. It didn't need Anton Deck Saturday Night Takeaway. It needed football. Why can't they just give us football? That was so good. 66 minutes. It looks like Newcastle are going to be making a double substitution here. Callum Wilson's going to be coming off, who's not had a good game today, I'll be honest with you. Not had a good game today, Callum Wilson. He struggled. 2-0, 4-0, still 1-0 Fulham, 0-0 here. Let's see. Oh, Almiron is coming off here. Miguel Almiron coming off here for Jacob Murphy. Wilson and Almiron coming off for Murphy and Wood. Kieran Trippier to take the free kick down this left-hand side in his own half towards the edge of the box here. Is headed away by Xhaka. Headed back from where it came, but it's Xhaka who gets on the head of it. Fabian Schär is battling it out, but the referee pulls it back for offside here on this right side for Arsenal. So, because no one could go to the game, they lifted the rule, went back to the following season. Fans went back to put the rules back in place. It is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Saka back to Saliba into Partey. Returns it back to Saliba. 68th minute. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. As it stands, Arsenal will be 8 points clear at the top of the table. Saliba into Eddie Nketiah, who's brought down there by Willock, and his free kick given to Arsenal away. And Willock's gone down holding his eye here. When do City play and who against? Well, Digster, let me explain something to you. So tomorrow is Crystal Palace against Tottenham. I'm not going live tomorrow. I'm going to use that time to recover my voice, give my throat a bit of a rest. Thursday, Thursday night football, Manchester City versus Chelsea. Manchester City versus Chelsea. Ooh. Arsenal with a throwing down that. Let's go Palace. I won't be streaming tomorrow, guys. I need to give myself time to just rest the voice for one day. Cause let's be honest, I'm gonna be streaming Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and then I think it's back next week as well. Here, let me bring it up here. Let's see scores and fixtures. So today, obviously, is Arsenal against Newcastle. Then on Thursday, we've got Chelsea against Manchester City. Friday, Manchester United versus Everton. Saturday, nothing on Saturday. Sunday, we have FA Cup football, so we'll be talking from. I don't know if I'm going to start from 2 o'clock or just wait until Man City, who play Chelsea on at 4:30. Monday, we have. I don't think we have any football on Monday. FA Cup, Oxford United versus Arsenal. I'm not doing that one. Tuesday, we have Newcastle against Leicester and United against Charlton. We'll have to wait and see which one's on TV. Wednesday, we have Southampton against City, Nottingham against Wolves. Thursday, we have Fulham against Chelsea. Friday, Aston Villa against Leeds. Saturday, we have Manchester City against Manchester United against City, early morning kickoff. Sunday, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Arsenal. We've got football back to back, ladies and gentlemen. Martial almost scored. Oh my God, got to take care of that moneymaker, Adam. Conte, I swear to God, we were so good before the World Cup. What on earth did you do during the whole month? Dixon, I have no idea. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what they're doing over at Tottenham. 71 minutes played. Martinelli to take the corner here. He floats one in towards the back post, but Dan Burn wins the header. And Wood manages to clear it away. Zinchenko now has the ball here. Wide to Xhaka. First time into Gabriel, who gets away from the defender, but Newcastle managed to win it back and they just clear it down the line. Do you know what it is? You weren't good before the World Cup, Dixter. You were playing risky football. You know, it was all about the opposition scoring first and Tottenham coming back to win the game. So you weren't playing well, but the thing is, you weren't playing well, yet you were still in the top four. You weren't playing well, like Liverpool. You're still around and about the top four. So when you start playing well, it works out for you. Here we go with Willock on the pole down the left hand side. Can't get away from Ben White, and Partey is there to clean up the pieces, and he hits it out for a Newcastle throwing. You had a month. Did you even do anything while you watch Arsenal actually do stuff next door? The Newcastle fans are bouncing here at the Emirates Stadium. He's taking his top off. Dicks the games. I saw that as well. The Newcastle fan with his top off. That mug is so small. It's the missus's mug. This is the amount of tea that I can drink. Any more than this, and I'm wasting it. I'll be honest with you. Love to see. It looks like Tommy Yasu's gonna be coming on here for Arsenal. Scores are still the same around the football. Everton nil, Brighton 4, Leicester nil, Liverpool, Fulham 1. Let's look at the. I just want to see what. What's going on in that game? Everton versus Brighton. What? Let me see. What have they? Have they even done anything in that game? Everton, 8 shots, 3 on target, 51% possession. So they've had better possession. That kid's learning his trade in the Newcastle away end. De Gea with a save. Kieran Trippier steps over to take the corner here down the right side. 74th minute. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. Whipped into the deep of the box, heading towards goal. Bruno Guimaraes is battling, but Arsenal free kick. Copa America watch-alongs this summer. We'll have to do something. We'll have to do something. Here we go. Newcastle player down here on the 74th minute. Is it Fabian Schär that's gone down? How are we all doing? Yeah, Fabian Schär's gone down. FIFA pre-season. Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil here on Car Sports Football. I like that because South American football is so dirty. It's honestly insane. South American football is the craziest. South America has the craziest football players in the world. They have the craziest. I do feel there's some Europeans that would do so well in South Korea. You think of Pepe, you think of Ramos. They would do so well. Get a goal, and Scuba wants Saka to get a goal. Here with the ball over the top, Trippier with the clearance. Zinchenko wins it. Xhaka goes back to Gabriel here, who sees someone make a run over the top. It's Eddie Nketiah, who can't get there ahead of Fabian Schär. Trippier wins the ball back and just clears it down the line. Longstaff jumps up for it. So does Gimenez. Partey wins the header and it falls to Gabriel on the halfway line. Casemiro sliding in and causing a sandstorm. Here we go with Xhaka here on the left hand side. Eddie Nketiah to his right. He goes into Martinelli down the left hand side, who holds the ball up here. 1-on-1 against the defender. And he goes backwards to Zinchenko. Lays it into Xhaka, out to Martinelli, who finds himself in the box here on the left hand side. Kieran Trippier can't stop the cross going in, and Nick Pope gathers in his hands. Did you see the clip of Ronaldo saying he wants to finish on a high in a 2015 interview? But now this. He's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. That's what he is. He's an absolute hypocrite. Newcastle try and clear it down the line, but it comes off the Arsenal player and it goes out for a throw-in. He's done Europe now, off to Asia. Newcastle play next season. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't think Eddie Howe will let it happen, I'll be honest with you. Dan Burn to take the throwing. It's not happening, bruv. Don't read everything you see online. And it came from Marsa. It came from Marsa. It didn't even come from a reputable source. Here we go with Saka down the right side. Willock just holds him off. Saka does well to come away with it here. Bringing it central. There's no one to pass to. He finds Zinchenko. Out to the left-hand side. Into Martinelli. Martinelli goes backwards to Zinchenko. You know, Martinelli hasn't done anything against Kieran Trippier today. He's always tried to go away from him as opposed to go direct towards him. Partey into Saliba, who brings it into the Newcastle half. Saliba and Gabriel have been so high up the pitch for Arsenal. Have been so high up the pitch. I know a guy. Martinelli now to take the corner here on this left-hand side. Got to join the meeting. Enjoy the game and stream, gents. Take it easy, Scuba. Take it easy. It's Arsenal nil, Newcastle nil. 12 minutes to go. Martinelli with the corner. Whipped in near post, but Pope with the punch away. Xhaka keeps it alive here on the right side. He'll hold on to try to put the ball into the box, but it's headed away by Newcastle. It falls to Odegaard. Had my first day back at school today. Digster, did you do your homework? Xhaka now with the ball. Goes short to Odegaard down that right side. Backwards to Saka. Saka left foot into the box. But it comes off the defender and Nick Pope can't stop that going out for a corner. No. Due Thursday out, I can speed it tomorrow. My man got the holiday. Got the homework before the holiday, and he still hasn't done it. Spoken like a true student. Spoken like a true student. Ramsdale now the ball. By that I mean 9 o'clock on the table. Saliba on the edge of the box here on the trying side. Bringing the ball forward here for Arsenal. Last 15 minutes, Arsenal have had 2 shots, none on target. Newcastle haven't had a shot in the last 15 minutes. But Joe Willock can't win the ball. It falls to Joe Linton into Bruno Gimenez on the halfway line. Out wide here to Jacob Murphy. 1-on-1 against Zinchenko. Is he going to put the burners on here? He tries to go around the outside, gets him into the box. His cross is blocked. Trippier with the ball into the box, but he can't find Dan Wood. And Saliba can't stop that from going out for a corner here on the left-hand side. With Spurs on TV losing, of course. That's an old Newcastle shirt there in the crowd. That was like 2000s. 81st minute, and that needs to be censored. 81st minute, Newcastle have a corner down that left-hand side. And what a time to score. Off to watch the end of the game. Take it easy, Dixter. What a time to score here on Cal Sports Football. Well, they got to do better than that if they want. Trippier with the ball here, whips the ball into the box, heading away. See you Thursday. Take it easy, Dixter. It comes out to Willock. Willock out to the side side to Fabian Schär. Puts the ball into the box towards Dan Burn, who heads it towards goal. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the Shrine side. Saliba now the ball on the Shrine side. Plays a 1-2 with Gabriel. Bringing it forward onto the centre circle. Partey to his right. Tomiyasu ahead of him, and he sees Saka make the running behind here. Is he? Oh no, Nick Pope does well. And he lets it go out for a goal kick here. Who can he bring on? He's not got Emil Smith Rowe. Who's he got? Nick Pope with a goal kick, headed away into the path of Fabian Schär. Botman will just clear it down the line. Joe Linton wins the header. Willock brings the ball under control on the halfway line, and he tries to speed past Tomiyasu, and he does. He's got Wood in the box. He brings the ball on the edge here, backwards to Longstaff. Longstaff into Joe Linton. Here we go, Bruno Guimaraes, surrounded by Arsenal players. Lays it into Longstaff here. Out to the right side is Trippier. Murphy is alongside him. Guimaraes makes a run into the box, but he goes backwards to Murphy. Here we go with Longstaff. In behind, sorry, to Murphy. Murphy, can he put the ball into the box? What is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Joe Linton holds onto the ball here. Tries to find Willock, but Saka intercepts and it falls to Odegaard, who has time to turn here on the left-hand side. Bringing the ball forward here for Arsenal. Xhaka makes a run into the space. And he gets his switch right, but he goes into Martinelli down the left-hand side. Martinelli on the edge of the box. Trippier's tracking back. Martinelli, couple of step overs here. Lays it onto Odegaard. First time shot. Xhaka can't get there. It's cleared away. And Bruno Guimaraes will just clear it down. Oh no, he gets away from Zinchenko. He can't get away from Partey. Arsenal win it back here with Zinchenko. Odegaard now with the ball. Has time to turn into Tomiyasu. Saka to his right. He goes towards him. Saka 1-on-1 against Dan Burn. Is he going to go around the outside or the inside? He cuts in on his left foot. Lays it into Odegaard. Partey with a shot. Blocked away. Partey gets on the end of it. Odegaard on the edge of the box here on the right side. He holds onto the ball. Tries to dink it in behind to Eddie and Nketiah. And Newcastle managed to win it and clear it away. Only into the path of Gabriel, who's going to line one up from distance. But his shot is blocked, and he comes out to the left-hand side. Martinelli, 1-on-1 against Trippier. Is he going to go around the inside or the outside? He doesn't want to go past Trippier. He squares it into Partey. Here we go with Gabriel, Zinchenko. Everything around the outside of the box. They just can't get it in there. Martinelli tries to go around the outside, but it's cleared away by Fabian Schär, and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here down this left-hand side. Longstaff has gone down here off the ball, and the Arsenal fans and players are happy about that. 85th minute here on Cloud Sports Football. Still 4-0, 1-0, 2-0. '85th minute, 4.5 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Willock also limping here. Is it time to bring on Almiron? Is Willock coming off here? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. He's limping here, Almiron. Yeah, it is. Willock's coming off here. And Sam Maximan's going to be coming on here for Newcastle. Is there a last minute snatch and grab here for Newcastle? And Alan San Maximan comes on here for Newcastle. Can he be the spark to set Emirates alive? Gabriel, 1-2 with Zinchenko. Into Partey. Returns it back to Gabriel. 87th minute. Tries to flick in behind to Eddie Nketiah, who takes a shot and it's saved by Pope. Martinelli keeps it on here on the left-hand side. Goes back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko holds the ball up here. Goes backwards to Partey. Into Gabriel. Gabriel in behind to Eddie Nketiah, who finds Xhaka on the edge of the box. Tries to return it back, but it's cleared away. Handball. Shout the Arsenal players, but nothing given. Saliba wins the header. Joe Linton wins the second one. The referee gives the foul on Partey. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Car Sports Football. Granit Xhaka to take the free kick here. He's got 4 players in the box here. Xhaka floats it into the box, headed up by Eddie Nketiah, but Nick Pope will gather it in his hands here. 88th minute. Long ball over the top towards Alan Saint-Maximin, but Ramsdale's off his line and he clears it away. Only into the path of Murphy. Murphy holds the ball up here. Loses the battle to Xhaka and Martinelli and he goes backwards to Zinchenko. Gabriel now on the ball here. Into Saliba. Partey on the centre circle. Backwards to Saliba. Into Gabriel. Tries to feed it through to Xhaka who does well. Xhaka on the halfway line. Brought down by Trippier, free kick. Arsenal on the halfway line. Zinchenko to take it here. Partey. Out wide to Tomiyasu on the halfway line. Backwards to Saliba. Bringing it forward. Partey. Out wide to Saka. Saka backwards to Tomiyasu. Into Partey. Zinchenko. Out to the left-hand side, Martinelli. Tries to go around the outside of Murphy. Lays it into Partey, middle of the park. Out wide to Tomiyasu. 89th minute here. Saka on the ball here on this right side. 1-on-1 against Dan Burn. Tries to go around the outside, but it's overhit. And it goes out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cat Sports Football. We'll see how long. 5 minutes of added time. The new Arsenal fans are going to hate that. They're going to hate that. 5 minutes of added time. No Fergie timeout at the Etihad. Sorry, at the Emirates. Gabriel with the clearance. Dan Burn heads it away. Joe Linton brings the ball under control. It forces Bruno Guimaraes. It's Wood in behind here. 1-on-1 against Ramsdale. Wood holds the ball up here. Cuts in on his left foot. Back to... Oh, Guimaraes. And the flood did go up, but the game carries on here with Tomiyasu. Zinchenko. Bringing the ball forward. Out to the left-hand side, Tomiyasu. Martinelli, Xhaka, and Eddie Nketiah asking for the ball. He goes backwards to Gabriel on the halfway line. Saka to his right. Odegaard through the middle, but he goes out wide to Saka down the right side. Dan Burn comes over to cover, so does Alan Saint-Maximin. Backwards to Saliba. Saliba. Into Odegaard. Odegaard tries to feed him behind, but they're not on the same wavelength, and it goes out for a goal kick here on this right side. Left-hand side, sorry, with 4 minutes to play. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Nick Pope now to restart the game here. Long kick over the top. Partey brings the ball under control, but Bruno Guimaraes comes away with it here. Out to Alan Saint-Maximin on the left-hand side, who'll drive with the ball. Tries to feed it in behind to Guimaraes, but Saliba is there. And he'll just clear it out for a Newcastle throwing here on this left-hand side. And Bruno Guimaraes there wants the Newcastle fans to come alive. Bruno Guimaraes battling against Odegaard. Falls out to Dan Burn on the left-hand side. Saka trying to take the ball off him. Saka holds the ball up here. It comes off Saka. And it goes out for a corner for Newcastle on that left-hand side in the 92nd minute. And the Newcastle fans there are screaming away. Can they set the Emirates Stadium alive? Kieran Trippier steps over to take the corner here on that left-hand side. If there's a winning goal, the Emirates Stadium goes into orbit. And it's not because of the Arsenal fans. Here we go with Kieran Trippier to take the corner down the left-hand side. It's going to be the right foot. 2 on the line, 3 on the edge of the box. Whipped in there. Beautiful ball in there. Joe Linton keeps it alive. On the right side. Saliba comes over to cover. Joe Linton tries to go around the outside of Saliba. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the right side for Arsenal. 93 minutes played. Ramsdale takes it quickly into Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu bringing the ball forward here. Into Partey on the centre circle. Zinchenko to his left. Xhaka ahead of him. He goes into Zinchenko. Zinchenko holding on to the ball here. Out to the left hand side towards Xhaka. Martinelli makes a running behind. He tries to feed it into Odegaard, but it's good defending there by Newcastle, and it falls to Partey. Partey holds on to the ball here. Bringing it forward. In towards Odegaard, but it's over here, and there's no one there for Arsenal. And Nick Pope will just run the clock down and gather it in his hands here on this left hand side. 93 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cow Sports Football. Pope to restart the game. 1 minute of the added time to play. Alan Saint-Maximin can't bring the ball under control. Saka is there, and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing. Tomiyasu into Saka, who brings the ball under control. Tries to go around the outside, and Gimenez goes backwards to Gabriel on the centre circle, out to Zinchenko down the centre side. Zinchenko trying to get away from Wood. Holding on to it far too long. Partey out to Gabriel down the left-hand side. Gabriel now bringing the ball forward. Xhaka ahead of him, and he finds him. Xhaka has time to turn into Zinchenko. Zinchenko finds himself in the box, but in one touch too many. Martinelli now has it here. Back heel to Xhaka. Gets away from Kieran Trippier. Puts the ball into the box. It comes off the defender. Claims for a handball. Nothing given. Nothing given. Claims for a handball. Claims for a handball. Arteta's going absolute ballistic here. Does it hit the arm here? Xhaka to put the ball into the box. Does it? It hits his elbow. No, it hits his elbow. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0, and the managers are coming head to head. I think Eddie Howe would take Mikel Arteta. I think Mikel Arteta's all talk. I think he's like a chihuahua. I think Eddie Howe would take him. Partey to take the throwing here on the left-hand side. Jamal Lascelles gets a yellow card, and he's not even on the pitch here. Throwing here on the left-hand side for Arsenal. If Arsenal score here, it's going to go mental. Partey with a long throwing into the box here, but he can't get past the first man, and Nick Pope will punch it out. And it goes out for a corner here on the left-hand side. Last chance here for Arsenal. Last chance here for Arsenal. Arsenal fans are going to try and suck this ball into the net. The last thing they want to do is give a penalty. Ball points to the box, heading away on the edge of the box. Saka tries to take a shot, and it's over. And it goes out for a goal kick here, ladies and gentlemen. And it finishes 0-0 here on Cow Sports Football. Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0 at the Emirates, and Arsenal drop points yet again against an opposition who maybe are just as good. How are we all doing? Why does Joe Linton look like he's got burnt carpet on his head? Did no one tell him that hair color doesn't suit him? It's like if you left an iron on the carpet for too long and it gets that, it singes. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you that came by. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on Thursday, where we have City taking on Chelsea. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Peace.